Hi, welcome to the podcast for When the Curves Line Up for November 15th to 16th, featuring the full Beaver moon in the Pleiades star cluster. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website at whenthecurveslineup.com. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. Events are described relative to sunrise and sunset. Find those times in local sources. Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars are visible during the nighttime hours. Use a binocular to see Mercury low in the southwest at 30 minutes after sunset. The 5 planets are not visible simultaneously, but as many as 3 are visible at the same time. During an occultation, the moon moves eastward and covers a distant star or planet. This is an eclipse, but the star or planet appear considerably smaller than the sun. The body disappears on the east or left side of the moon and reappears on the right side. This motion slowly, but clearly, shows the moon's eastward orbital motion and demonstrates that the moon is closer than the stars. This evening the full Beaver moon appears in the Pleiades star cluster, a stellar bundle that rides on the back of Taurus. The moon is opposite the sun, at the full moon phase, at 4:28 p.m. Central Time, shortly after moonrise in the Americas. By an hour after nightfall, the bright moon is about 15 degrees above the east-northeast horizon and 4.5 degrees to the upper right of the Pleiades. The cluster is challenging to see. First, attempt to block the moon with your hand as you would to shield your eyes from the sky. Can you see the cluster? A binocular reveals the moon, but the moon's light can create a temporary after-image in your vision, like seeing spots after a camera flash. As Earth rotates during the night, the moon and Pleiades are higher in the eastern sky. The moon slowly revolves to the east. Before midnight in the central time zone, the lunar orb is high in the south-southeastern sky and 1.3 degrees from Alcyone, the stellar bundle's brightest star. As the new calendar day begins, the moon moves closer to the cluster. With the moon closer, a telescope with some moderate magnification can reduce the moon's glare, but give a close-up view of the occultations. At 1:10 a.m. Central Time, the moon begins to occult or eclipse the star Electra, also known as 17 Tauri. Less than 10 minutes later, Mir OP, 23 Tauri, disappears behind the moon. Electra reappears shortly after 1:30 a.m. 30 minutes later, Alcyone, Eta Tauri, is occulted. Mir OP reappears at 2:30 a.m., followed by Atlas, 27 Tauri, 15 minutes later. Pleione, 27 U Tauri, disappears at 2:48 a.m. Alcyone reappears at 3:09 a.m., Atlas, 3:54 a.m., and Pleione, 3:58 a.m. Other dimmer stars in the cluster are occulted as well. The moon is clearly with the Pleiades, or appears in the cluster. By 4:15 a.m., the moon is less than halfway up in the west and 0.8 degrees to Alcyone's upper left. Occultations of the cluster's dimmer outlier stars are still occurring. An hour before sunrise, the moon has cleared the cluster and it appears 1.6 degrees to the upper left of Alcyone and nearly 18 degrees to bright Jupiter's lower right. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.